Today we're going to be talking about the potential redemption of Wings of Redemption. So, I have watched a lot of these video documentaries, video essays about Wings of Redemption, and nearly all of them are negative, and not to fault the creators of these video diaries, but many of them lack the context of YouTube back then, or being a YouTuber back then, or just the general landscape of everything and how everyone was dumb. Seriously. If any mid-tier YouTuber today would dominate back then, just because the space has evolved so much. So I feel like I have a very interesting perspective on all of this, because not only was I a fan of Wings of Redemption back then and have seen all of this stuff happen in real time, I was also a YouTuber. Now, I didn't follow the same path Wings of Redemption did. I was more in the MMORPG space, but I was a dumb kid, just like Wings of Redemption, making YouTube videos back then, just about a different topic. So, let's get into it. I was a long-term viewer of Wings of Redemption. I mainly watched him because I was bad at Call of Duty and I wanted to get better. I remember watching his Modern Warfare 2 videos, and I remember the infamous One Man Army NoobTube video that really, to be quite honest, ruined Modern Warfare 2 much quicker than it would have gotten ruined. Surely somebody else would have discovered it, but he put that video out and the game was never the same. Despite the fact that I've had very limited interactions with Wings of Redemption over the years, he probably doesn't even know who I am, I have a strange camaraderie with him because we have a lot in common. We were both very young, dumb, participating in the Wild West days of YouTube, both machinima partners, both dealt with the same people, same companies, same situations, same website changes, and had a lot of the same shared experiences, made some of the same mistakes. He just did it in the Call of Duty scene, I did it in the World of Warcraft scene. And what I really want to hit home here is that there was no playbook. It's really easy to look back now with all the timeline we have, and we've seen the whole website evolve. It's really easy to look back now and be like, wow, I can't believe he did that, or we did that, or I did that back then. But there was no playbook. Nobody knew what they were doing. We were all winging it. So Wings and a lot of these other COD commentators I was a fan of because I was bad at the game and I wanted to get good at the game. So I watched the good players, and goddamn did it work, man. Wings and XJaws and a lot of those early guys really did, teach me the method to the madness of Call of Duty, and like reading a mini map. And if this guy spawns here, here, and here, and your teammates here, here, and here, they'll spawn here, here, and here. That whole COD formula was broken down for me, and I really appreciated that personal progression. We were both fat fucking gamers. Just, had a lot in common. I enjoyed the commentaries, the other shenanigans with the PKA guys. It was a really great era for Call of Duty gaming. Back then, back in the 2008, 2010 days, all of this was brand new. It didn't matter how terrible your videos were. People loved them because it was a novel thing. Nobody made online videos. You can go look back at my old videos from 2010, and people are commenting, wow, great video. How did you get the quality so high? Meanwhile, it's a 240p video, and there's like 10 pixels. It was a very different era back then. Let's get into some of Wings of Redemption's early mistakes. So, Wings has always been trolled fairly heavily on YouTube. Believe it or not, his biggest crime back in the day for many, many years was being fat in real life and having a defensive, campy playstyle in Call of Duty. That was it. That was the reason why, hundreds of thousands of people hated Wings, because he camped in Call of Duty. I wish I was joking, but seriously. And what's funny is if you go back and actually think about it, he really wasn't even camping that much. He was just playing the game reasonably intelligently and just not sprinting around the map. If you compare that to how people play shooters nowadays, he was just literally ahead of the game. It's really ironic. But 9-year-olds back then with Call of Duty really had this obsession with sprinting around the map, and him being fat in real life was just the wombo combo for 9-year-olds to dunk on him in the comments section. So that was his biggest thing for many, many years, his biggest fault. So fast forward a few years, and he ends up losing a 1v1 to another YouTuber, Pro Syndicate, on BOG. And his reaction to this was not great, to say the least. This was one of his defining fuck-ups.
I broke my controller.
You broke your controller?
Yeah, keep fucking laughing, you fucking fuck! Why the fuck you stream that shit?
And for Wings' final blunder, I would say that would be him ghosting the PKA survival trip. So PKA is a podcast with other popular YouTubers where they were going to go on a camping trip. They were dubbing it a survival trip. And they had hyped this event for weeks on the podcast, and Wings of Redemption at the last second ghosted them and said he wasn't going on the survival trip, and that was it. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. The other PKA host kicked him off the podcast that he helped, create. He's on the first episode. He is part of the reason that show is so successful now. And the rest of the cast voted him off. And this is probably the worst thing he's done, because at this point he's a pretty established YouTuber. He's been around the game. He's been doing this for probably a decade by the time this drama had happened. And this is probably the weakest thing he's done, and something that I bet he maybe regrets, but I don't know. It's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. But the PKA survival trip is probably the lamest thing, in my opinion, that he's done. Really, except for those 3 events, Wings' drama, in my opinion, was pretty tame in the grand scheme of YouTube. Most of his drama was somehow tied to him being overweight or being stressed out about being a YouTuber. And these are 2 things that I can identify with, because I used to be overweight and I used to do YouTube full time. So I'm very aware of these 2 stresses. And being a YouTuber, trying to maintain a level of consistency is incredibly difficult. It is very difficult to just be like, I'm going to get, 3 million views every month for 3 months, or for, every month for a year. Like, it's very difficult to nail down that consistency. You gotta stay fresh. YouTube isn't like a normal job where you can like not be excited to go to work but still go and get paid. If you're not excited to go to work as a YouTuber, you're just not going to get paid, because the videos you make are not going to be good. So eventually, inevitably, you don't want to make a video about something, or you get burned out. The workload is immense, and many creators, and here's a very, very key thing about Wings of Redemption that I personally identify with, is that Wings of Redemption felt trapped by being a Call of Duty YouTuber. He was the Call of Duty guy. Many Minecraft YouTubers feel the same way, that they are stuck being a Minecraft YouTuber. I sympathize with this, because I was the World of Warcraft guy for a very, very long time. In fact, some of my peers are still the World of Warcraft guy. They never broke out of prison. They are still stuck playing that game. And if they do anything else, their numbers crater. Now, I ended up breaking out of that prison, but it cost me dearly. I lost God knows how many subscribers. It's very difficult to build a YouTube channel off of variety. It just is. And, people want to see what they want to see, and if you stick to a niche, it's much easier to be successful. So, unless you're a very special exception, it's very difficult to break out of that. So, Wings was feeling the pressure of not only being consistent, but also being trapped in that I am the Call of Duty guy cycle. And when you try to diversify, it is pretty much like starting the game over. It's new game plus. Most of your audience isn't going to care. You're effectively starting over, but some of your audience may stick around. And it is a real punch to the ego, the pocketbook, when you see the new thing you're really busting your ass for, really busting your ass on, get, a tenth of the views as you fucking around on World of Warcraft or Call of Duty. So I strongly identify with that. And also, not only was that a thing, the YouTube website itself was changing. Back in the day on YouTube, believe it or not, when somebody uploaded a video, you would see it on your homepage. Like, you would just see it. If I uploaded a video, you would for sure see it if you were subscribed to me. That changed. Eventually, I can't remember what year that changed, but that changed. And YouTube, from a YouTuber's perspective, changed from a system where you could be pretty consistent and at least, keep, your audience could keep tabs on you, meaning that, maybe you see a video of mine on your homepage and you're not interested in it, you don't click on it. Nowadays, many people just don't even see your videos on the homepage, and it's led to this cycle of people just getting forgot about. And you can do this right now. Click on your subscriptions on YouTube and just scroll down and see how many people you just haven't seen anything from in a long time. And click on a few of those channels. you'll be surprised that many of those channels have been uploading the entire time. But for whatever reason, YouTube has algorithmically decided to not put your videos or their videos in front of you. So YouTube, from a YouTuber's perspective, from the perspective of Wings of Redemption trying to hit, I think his goal at that point was like 3 million views a month because he had like a girlfriend who had kids or something, and he was trying to support other people. Admirably, cool. But man, is that stressful. You know, he's making like 5 videos a day, killing himself, burning himself out. So I can relate to the struggle. I had nowhere near the overhead that he had with, you know, I always worked for myself. I had no employees. I was just supporting myself. But man, I can really identify with that. Now let's get into the streaming era of Wings of Redemption, which is where we are now. So eventually, Wings of Redemption's YouTube numbers got so bad, and there was like the adpocalypse, and there were many other factors, but eventually YouTube became not really worth it. So he decided to pivot to streaming full-time. And for most YouTubers, I would say this will be a death sentence, but Wings of Redemption has a superpower where he is just incredibly interesting. And I would say this wasn't the worst business move because he had a pretty solid, dedicated audience. Now, did that dedicated audience like trolling him? Absolutely. But they supported him. He had a loyal audience of people that would subscribe and donate. And believe it or not, you have a small community like that, it can be pretty lucrative. Like you can swing it, man. When I was big on WildStar and I was doing YouTube and Twitch full time, I only had like 300 to 500 people, and I was making pretty good money, to be honest, just because people were, you know, donating, you know, $5, $10 a month. And hey, man, it's not bad. So the thing is with streaming is that you become a slave to it. Unlike YouTube, there is no long tail revenue. With YouTube, there's a lot of people, me included, where the bulk of my views comes from things that I've made a decade ago, you know, 5, 10 years ago. You don't really have that with Twitch. Nobody's going back and watching VODs. Pretty much you're only as good as your last stream. And that's just how it is. So Wings is now financially a slave to this stream and has to hit a certain subscriber, has to maintain a certain subscriber count or hit a certain donation amount every single day to remain solvent. And this is clearly eventually going to stress him the fuck out, and it does. And he's forced to play games and stream when he doesn't want to stream, which means he's going to get trolled, he's going to get friendly fired, team killed, he's going to rage, he's going to lose his fucking mind. And I get the struggle. I totally get it because I've been there, maybe not in the same capacity, but I totally understand. So all of this rage, all of this stress, even just for whatever reason, Wings is fun to troll and has a community dedicated to trolling him. This led to the Wings of Redemption trolling industrial complex. As I said previously, Wings of Redemption has always been trolled. He has always been a target for it. But did the streaming era bring in a whole new level of trolling. A level I have not seen before. It has not been replicated. I have not seen it happen to anyone else. This is an entirely new thing. So there is an entire YouTube subculture dedicated to clipping Wings of Redemption lowlights, watching his hours and hours of streaming and just compilating it and really putting a lot of time and effort into these videos. Now, I believe Wings wised up and has started Content ID claiming these, so he's actually like making money off of them, which is kind of hilarious. Like, good for him. The thing that's different about the Wings of Redemption industrial complex of trolling is that these YouTube channels that fuck with him have real audiences. They have branding, they have communities, they have discords. It is wild. I have never seen this. DSP might have a shadow of this, but Wings, trolling Wings really is a community. And most of this trolling and most of these videos are low-hanging fruit. It's people editing Wings of Redemption montages of him breaking controllers, getting upset, throwing things. Very low-hanging fruit. But some of them, I gotta admit, are just hilarious. I mean, some of the ways Wings of Redemption gets trolled, it's genius. Like, it's It's creative. It's funny. It's catchy. I can't help but laugh because it's just funny. Now, here's some of my favorites. Wings of Redemption, I'm not even going to get into the story, but there's a meme with Wings of Redemption and Wendy's. And all you need to do is Google search Conway Wendy's reviews. Wings of Redemption is from Conway, South Carolina. So people have review bombed the Conway's Wendy's reviews. Now, if you thought, oh, maybe it's just the Google reviews. Maybe it's just Yelp. No, it's all of them. Everything to do with Conway Wendy's has been review bombed and has Wings of Redemption references and memes and things from the stream. And here's the thing. I drove past this Wendy's back in 2020, and I took a picture of it because I've just been aware of Wings of Redemption's antics and this whole trolling community for that long. So I took it, took my little tweet, put it up there, driving by the eighth wonder of the world, whatever I said. It's still going on. That's the craziest thing. People have been writing fake reviews for the Conway Wendy's for years. Years. They are still going. They're going to keep doing it. It's so strange. And imagine, okay, sit back and imagine this. You are a franchise owner of that Wendy's. It costs $4 to $5 million to open a Wendy's. And this is the shit you have to deal with. Your business is review bombed by people talking about a guy named Richard in a V6 Mustang. like this is so crazy. So the Conway Wendy's is just completely review bombed with Wings of Redemption references. So there's one thing. Now we have the GOAT. The GOAT of Wings of Redemption trolling, which has to be Liquid Richard. I have never seen anything like this on my entirety of being on YouTube. So people have remixed YouTubers into songs for the longest time, but I don't think, just not to the level of Liquid Richard, not to the level of Wings of Redemption. Liquid Richard is a legitimate music producer. He makes real shit and has been making content about Wings of Redemption for years. He has 21,000 subscribers, 5.5 million views on YouTube. He makes videos remixing Wings of Redemption stream highlights into songs. That's it. That's what he does. 5.5 million views. He makes songs about Wings of Redemption. And here's the thing. There's a lot of them, and they're good.
Big up Liquid Richard. Don't come in here and ask me how my day is and shit like that. I don't care about that. I cry because it hurts my fucking feelings, dude. Like my stomach hurts. Hey, this is my job, man. This is how I put food on the table.
Real talk.
Sleep all goddamn day, every day. Play the same fucking games over and over and over again every day. My day is shit. It's gonna be shit tomorrow. It's just gonna be shit after that. Just gonna be shit after that. My day is shit. It's gonna be shit tomorrow. It's just gonna be shit after that. Just gonna be shit after that. I'm a fat dude. I'm going to cheat. I'm a fat dude. Throwing controllers to a beat. I'm a fat dude.
Welcome to Band World. I make shitty content. Help your boy out. Subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
Who can fuck the ugliest bitch? I got you. Give me the fat bitch over there. I got you. That's what I want.
That's who I am.
That's what I want.
450-pound man.
West Coast, nigga. It's a way of life.
The songs are good. That is the craziest thing. My favorites include Conway, Plump Pimp, Every Day, Sniper Diss, Band World, Mustang. I mean, they even remixed his chair squeaking into Jingle Bells.
My chair is squeaking.
The songs are good, and there's a lot of content here. And again, this brings me back to this person. This Liquid Richard fellow has spent hours and hours and hours collecting Wings of Redemption sound bites Then he samples them into catchy songs, creates a beat, then, for many of the songs, makes a music video with serious editing, serious time in After Effects, cutting out the background of Wings of Redemption, dancing, or whatever he's doing. This is a lot of work. Like, this is a lot of work to troll somebody and create actual catchy songs. Every day is a good song, dude. I don't know what to say. This is fucking crazy. This is just bizarre. So, anyway, that sums up all the trolling for Wings of Redemption. Oh, wait, I'm just kidding. Not even close, dude. We just got started. Wings of Redemption, journalist killed in Ukraine. Wings of Redemption on CNN. Wings of Redemption has a viral GIF that normies use. I was on Facebook browsing my own personal Facebook page, and one of my boomer family friends posted a Wings of Redemption GIF. I come to find out that Wings of Redemption is the top search result for the phrase stop on both Google and Twitter. Then I see him on the Love for Landlords subreddit, where people are, of course, referencing Liquid Richard, Liquid Diet, Pepsi, whatever. Then Wings of Redemption in the New York Times. Like the real New York Times. And then, because he's in the New York Times, he's in your local newspaper. That's right. The guy that ruined Modern Warfare 2 is now in your local print newspaper. And you just see Wings popping up all over the place. Oh no, some Ukraine war crime just happened and Wings of Redemption was killed. It's crazy. You cannot avoid Wings of Redemption. I would say that Wings of Redemption is probably one of the most recognizable faces in the YouTube gaming community. I feel like damn near everyone, if you've been a part of this YouTube thing a long time, you at least know of or could recognize Wings of Redemption in some capacity. For whatever reason, his life, backstory, antics, his look, I don't know. It's entertaining and just, it's a superpower. It genuinely is. Now let's get into the reason you're all here, and that is the redemption of Wings of Redemption. So, first thing I want to say is that I think the Wings redemption arc will not be overnight. It's going to take a long time to turn this cruise ship, but there have been a few things I've noticed that make me think he's on the up and up. I don't think he's going to be some massive Twitch star or massive YouTuber, but I think he's going to become more successful and be more at peace. I'll say that. And the first quality I've noticed is that he's embracing the memes and the trolling. For the longest time, Wings was very offended by the trolling, but I think he's starting to realize that he is in a Howard Stern scenario where Howard Stern's biggest haters and biggest detractors were his biggest fans. The people that wanted to see Howard Stern burn the most were also the most engaged and listened the most. The same is true with the Wings of Redemption fans. A lot of his trolls and a lot of the people that are making like Liquid Richard content and fucking with him and writing Conway Wendy's reviews probably do actually want the best for him and actually get happy when good things happen to him. I just think that for whatever reason, I can't explain it, trolling Wings of Redemption is fun. The Conway Wendy's reviews, I can't help but just read them and laugh. It's just, there is something fun about it. And I think Wings is realizing that it's almost coming from a place of love that people are doing this shit to him. Now, some people absolutely take it too far. Some of these people really are fucking deranged lunatics actually trying to fuck with his life, and that's not cool. But most people that fuck with him actually kind of do it out of love. So I think that he's starting to realize that he can turn this trolling and memes and all this stuff, he can turn it and actually, boost himself up with it. So another thing I've noticed is that, he's matured, and we all have. Me and Wings aren't that, he's a little older than me, but we're not that different in age, and this whole YouTube thing, both of us kind of got thrown into it very young, and he's not having as many outbursts, getting older, getting a little bit more wise. I don't know, he's seemingly doing a little bit better with that. Everybody rages at video games. I'm sure somebody will link me a video of him raging at Apex, or, telling people to subscribe or donate or get the fuck out, whatever. But I think for the most part, he's getting a little better about not succumbing to that. Another thing I've noticed is that he's gotten married, and he's seeming like this was very sudden in the Wings of Redemption universe. Like, Wings of Redemption was all of a sudden married, and everybody was like, what the fuck? That's kind of weird. But seemingly, this was a very good thing for him. Like, for real. Like, good for him. He seemingly has found somebody that he likes, but more importantly, is good for him. So, seriously, good for you, dude. And also, it's seemingly like he's getting in better health. I know a lot of people, like, he beat the surgery meme, whatever. He got a weight loss surgery and hasn't lost, like, crazy amounts of weight, but he's definitely lost some. He's not as heavy as he used to be. Now, again, as a fat guy, I totally understand the struggle. Wings of Redemption, like me, is just addicted to the fucking food, man. We're like alcoholics. This is going to be something that we both struggle with the rest of our life. But it's looking like he's got a little bit more control over it. And, I don't know, he just doesn't look quite as bad as he has in the past, so good for him. Another thing I've noticed is that he made a YouTube video. He hadn't made a YouTube video in a long time, and I think this YouTube video, if anything, is proof that there is a lot of love for Wings of Redemption. This is a YouTube video where Wings of Redemption goes to a gas station. That's it. That's the video. He goes to a gas station. It gets 21,000 views and 2,100 likes, which is a very good engagement. This is a video where he went to a gas station. All of the comments are positive, saying, we love this. This is great. And it was a great video. I watched it. It was a fun video. Wings of Redemption flexing his superpower of people just are fucking interested in what he does. It's odd. He went to a gas station, and half of a football stadium was like, yeah, let's watch. Oh, this is great. And it was a gas station. So I think Wings has a lot going for him, and maybe I hope he start realizing this, that, you know, people actually care. So my advice for Wings of Redemption, first thing is just keep doing what you're doing, dude. Like, seriously, it looks like you're starting to hit a groove, like, for real. And another advice I have is make some YouTube videos here and there. Don't do the 5 videos a day shit. Don't try to hit a YouTube view count number. Just drop a video here and there, even for the sake of just cross-promoting and cross-pollinating. Maybe edit some of your shit into TikToks. You know, do a little bit of, all these things can feed each other. But I think there's some love for Wings of Redemption on YouTube occasionally, even if it's a video about a truck or something, just some random shit. Drop a video every now and then. I think it'll pay some dividends. Another thing, and this is more of a health-related thing, as a fat guy myself, Wings, I was, get strong in real life in terms of working out. I know that many people like to do cardio-based workouts for weight loss, but that's dumb. It's dumb to do that if you are a big guy like me and you are. The best thing you can do is get strong. Progressive overload. I'm looking at your frame, and you are a guy that can put on a ton of muscle. And the thing about that muscle is not only are you stronger in real life, but it raises your metabolism a lot, more than anything else. And if you can just put on some serious muscle, not only will you feel better, and it's just more fun being strong, you're just going to lose weight. So, fuck the treadmill, fuck all that bullshit, get some dumbbells, do any sort of progressive overload. Google that if you don't know what that means. And do that. Another piece of advice I would give you that's diet related, that's low effort. I'm not telling you to fucking get on some crazy diet. Obviously, you'd lose a lot of weight if you did that. But if you don't want to fuck with that, just skew more of your diet towards protein. Like, that's all you gotta do. Just eat more protein compared to what you normally eat. Because protein, if you eat more of it, a guy like you is probably just gonna put on muscle just by default. And also, it's more satiating, meaning that you can't physically eat the bad things as much, like the sugar and the fat, just because the protein fills you up by proxy of it being protein. Another piece of advice I'd give you is to look into merchandising your memes. There are so many catchphrases and things associated with you that I think would go well on a t-shirt. Welcome to Band World, big ups. I mean, you have so many little catchphrases and things surrounding your persona that I feel like you could genuinely sell, and people would probably buy them. You have a very rabid, meme-oriented fan base that I think might be game for that. Maybe run a poll or something, see if people are interested in it. There's something to consider. And the last piece of advice I'd give you, Wings, is to equalize your highs and your lows. based off of my history with you, you are somebody that gets on top of the world when things are going very well for you, and then you are really down on yourself when things are going bad. And if you could somehow equalize that and just, you're not king shit because you had a good stream, and you're also not, a big loser because you had a bad stream. So just something to consider. I'm sure this is something you're personally aware of, that you just kind of have these highs and lows, and if you could just somehow equalize that, that'd be good. Overall, Wings, as a long-term fan, you probably don't know who I am, but I think you are on the righteous path, and I wish you all the best. Keep doing what you're doing. Big ups, Wings of Redemption.